started as a joke. Me and two friends, Jake and Lila, were bored one rainy Friday night in my parents' old house. I'd inherited it last year, a creaky two-story on the edge of town, full of dark corners and dust-coated memories. The attic, with its slanted roof and forgotten trunks, always gave me the creeps, but that night, it seemed perfect for a laugh. Lila pulled out the old Ouija board she'd bought online. "Come on," she said, grinning. "It's just for fun. Nothing's gonna happen." Jake laughed. "Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?" We set it on the floor of the attic, candlelight flickering against the peeling wallpaper. I remember the way the shadows seemed to lean in closer as we placed our fingers on the planchette. "Is anyone there?" Lila asked, voice teasing, but a little tremor in her tone betrayed her nervousness. At first, nothing. Then the planchette began to move. Slowly, deliberately. HELLO. We laughed nervously, thinking one of us was pushing it. But when we asked its name, it spelled out something that made the hair on my arms stand up. IMMANUEL. "I don't like that," Jake muttered. "It's a name from the Bible or something. That can't be real." "Relax," Lila said, but her hands were shaking. We tried to ask where it was from, what it wanted. The planchette moved faster this time. YOURHOUSEI felt it then. A sudden drop in temperature. A coldness that crawled over my skin. The candle flickered violently, shadows twisting on the walls. I wanted to laugh it off, but my voice stuck in my throat. Suddenly, the attic door slammed shut, not a gust of wind. It slammed, hard. The candle wobbled, almost falling. Jake stood up. "Okay, that's enough, we're done." We tried to leave, but the planchette kept moving, spelling a single word over and over, WATCH. The lights in the house flickered. Upstairs, we heard soft whispering coming from the walls themselves. Not our voices, not Jake's, not Lila's. Something else, something waiting. We ran down the stairs, hearts hammering, but the house didn't feel the same. The hallways seemed longer, darker, and the shadows, they weren't just shadows. I could swear I saw shapes moving at the corner of my eyes. That night, none of us slept. Every time we closed our eyes, we saw it. An outline in the dark, just a little taller than a person, watching us, unmoving, silent. Over the next few days, things escalated. Objects moved on their own, doors creaked open, and the whispers followed me everywhere. Even outside, I could hear faint breathing behind me, soft but relentless. Jake started having nightmares. Lila refused to step into the attic. And me? I felt it in my chest, a pressure, like something wanted to make itself at home in my body. By the end of the week, it wasn't just the house anymore. We were being watched, stalked. Every reflection showed a shadow behind us, a face we didn't recognize, grinning too wide. And then the scratching started, at first faint, then louder. Right above our bedroom ceilings, right under our floorboards, the sound of nails dragging over and over at night. We tried to ignore it, tell ourselves it was the house settling. But deep down, we knew. Immanuel hadn't left. We were going to have to move. But the question lingered in the shadows. Could you ever really leave something like that behind? We thought moving would solve it. We didn't. Boxes were piled high in the moving truck. The Ouija board packed away. Lila clutching it like a curse. We told ourselves once it was out of the house, it would be over. But as we drove away, I caught something in the rearview mirror. A figure standing at the edge of the driveway, tall and pale, watching us leave. Not moving, just waiting. The new house was supposed to be a fresh start. A quiet cul-de-sac, no attic, no shadows that stretched at impossible angles. The first night was peaceful, almost too peaceful. Then the whispers started. At first they were faint, just soft murmurs in the hallway, almost like the wind. But soon they became words. Clear, taunting, echoing through the empty rooms. You can't hide. Doors slammed shut on their own. Lights flickered, and mirrors. Every mirror reflected the figure, standing just behind us, closer each time we turned. Its eyes, dark pits, drilled into our souls. One night I woke to the sound of the Ouija board scratching against the hardwood floor. The board wasn't unpacked yet. It was still sealed in a box. But somehow it was moving, sliding across the living room, planchette trembling, spelling out a single word. R-U-N. Jake and Lila bolted out of their rooms. That's when the air thickened, heavy and suffocating. We all heard it then. Footsteps. Not ours. Heavy, deliberate, circling the house. And the whispering, no longer soft. Now it screamed our names. We couldn't take it. The three of us huddled in the car, trying to drive away, but every street felt wrong, like the neighborhood had shifted while we weren't looking. And in every reflection, a passing window, a shiny car bumper. There it was. Always behind us, always closer. By the third night, sleep was impossible. We started seeing it in waking hours, lurking at the edge of our vision. Sometimes it would appear in photos we hadn't taken, sometimes in videos on our phones. Its grin stretching impossibly wide. That's when we realized the truth. It didn't need the house. It followed us. It had chosen us. In desperation, we contacted a local paranormal expert. He refused to enter the house. It's not just a spirit, he said. It's something that feeds on fear. Moving only prolongs it. You need to destroy the board. But when we found the board in the box, it was already cracked, warped, as if it had aged centuries overnight. The planchette rattled violently, spelling out a final warning. YOUBELONGTOME. That night, the screaming started. Not in the house, not in the street, but in our minds. The figure wasn't just watching. It was inside our heads, whispering, laughing, dragging our thoughts into a darkness we couldn't escape. By morning, Jake and Lila were gone. Their rooms empty, no note, no trace. Just the faint outline of a figure pressed against the mirrors, grinning at me. And then I heard it, clear as day, a voice echoing through my skull. You stayed. Now you belong to me. I ran, leaving everything behind, the house, the friends, the life I knew. I don't know where they are. I don't know if I'll ever see them again. But I know one thing. The board waits. And Immanuel? He never forgets. Sometimes late at night, I see movement in reflective surfaces, just at the edge of vision, and if I stop to listen, I can hear the whisper. Come back. Play with me. The house is gone, the friends are gone, but the terror follows.